Welcome everybody. It's 10:33 on the clock, just turned to 34. This is Evelyn and I have a few twin flame reads for you today. I have a couple messages of the day, the Metatron read as well as the big read on the table that you see in front of you. It's my 7-deck read. Let's go ahead and take a few deep breaths first. Let's take another deep breath. Send your love anywhere you'd like in the world or to yourself. Imagine that bright white light infusing in through your crown, coming down and wrapping around your heart, and then allowing it to infuse out into your chest, into your legs and your arms and your head, and then out into your auric field, out into your home, out into your neighborhood, your area, your state, your country, out to the world if you'd like. Or you can specifically send it somewhere, anywhere you'd like, to a specific person. Let's go ahead and take another deep breath. Sending lots of love and blessings. Hope you're having a great day. Thank you so much for being here with me. It looks nice out. I haven't really seen the sun come out strongly yet, but it feels peaceful today. Let me give you a little bit of my Om here. That's an Om energy grounding. Miss Mary Mac came up too, as far as balancing your energy, like a quick balancing of your energy by crossing your arms in Miss Mary Mac. Now I'm going to give you a little bit of love energy. This is love. Okay, and we're going to start with messages from this morning. I have the dice as well. The die. So today's the 26th of May, 2022. The 26th is the Page of Wands, that inspired young energy. And then we have the day adding up to 37, which is the King of Cups and unconditional love. So very beautiful energy today, actually. Let's roll the die and see what comes up. When I woke up this morning, I was the videos that came up were Dolores Cannon. So I was watching a few of her videos this morning, and it was coming up regarding how we go through all of the different phases of elements and stone, rock, plants, earth, animals before we get to the human condition, like my story from my harmonic egg meditation. So it was reiterating that energy, which was very important because, as I brought up to you all, I had a session last week which brought up the closing out of my very painful ego life. And I've definitely felt the shifts, and actually my daughter is shifting too, right with me. She actually may be coming home for a bit. So we have the dice here with the moon, which is also Cancer energy for me. It's also coming up June, and the Cancer energy coming up soon after Gemini. We also have the number 3, which is the Empress, which is Taurus energy, but it's also 3 of the month of March, which is then the Pisces energy going into Aries, which is that crossover, right, from one cycle to the next. It's also the 3 of love, family, and community coming together in joy. And we also have here Pisces. So Pisces again came up. So Pisces and Cancer, so a lot of water here, along with Taurus was coming up as well. I'm not getting so much the Aries part of the 3 of March. It's more about Pisces today. But it's about that crossover into the next. So going into the new, but lots of water here, as well as going into the Cancer energy soon, and still leaving the eclipse energy from the full moon on the 15th to the 16th. Okay, so very watery. So this morning, I I was looking for a page to see when my message was last week when I was down the shore having that session, which was the 17th actually, which, by the way, May 17th, 2022 adds up to 28, which is the twin flame energy. And that's the day I released the eagle. So I was looking back for that, and I noticed a book I had in my pile of books right there, which was a book I had bought because I got a download about someone, and I wanted to see their picture, and I was hoping this book would have a picture of them in it, but I didn't find a picture of them. But I was guided to open it to a page for you guys. And this is the book. I don't have the paper cover, but this is the book. It's Alone Through the Forbidden Land by Gustav Christ, or Christ, however you want to pronounce it. And so I opened it to page 160 to 61. So I'm just going to show you that page because there's some pictures also that I want you to see. So this is the page that the book opened up to. Okay, and you see the title of the chapter is On the Roof of the World. And I want to show you the next pages too, because there are some mountains that were coming up. So again, and you can see also these subtitles there, so you know what they are. This picture as well. How beautiful is that? And these two pictures of the mountains as well on the next page. Okay, so what it said, the first pictures on that first page on 61 said 45, so they're just listing the numbers of the pictures, was Maimaki, or Maimaka, M-A-I-M-A-K-H-A, the young Kara. I'm not saying these words or these names right at all, but it's Q-A-R-A, or Kara, and then Kirgiz, Q-I-R-G-H-I-Z. So anyway, she was offered to him as a bride. And the next picture was a yak, an indispensable helpmeet of the mountain Kirgiz, the people there. So the chapter was On the Roof of the World, and the first word on the page was Sunday. And when I looked on the previous page, it was relating Sunday to the Muslim equivalent, which is Friday, because he was ordered to leave their house on Friday because that was their Sabbath day basically, and non-believers weren't allowed to be there on the Sabbath day. So they're talking about Bukhara and a camels and donkey caravan with the Aksakal people who invited him to go along with them. These people would rather have roughed it through the mountains in the dead of winter than deal with the Soviet official BS that they were dealing with at the time, taxes and things like that. Unbelievers were not allowed in this place on Friday. He had protested, but the mullah had persuaded him that some disaster would overtake the village if they were allowed to stay. So he didn't resist, and this was Turkestan, loaded his camel and set out for Garm, G-A-R-M. The Sirk Ab flows broad and powerful, and I'm not doing this word for word, I skipped a lot of little words, but many islands of every kind of waterfowl, even the tiniest of village boasts its mosque. They were not mud mosques like the rest of Turkestan, but handsome timber and skillfully carved pillars. There were also cave dwellers above the area here where the houses were, special Bukharan sect who used to be persecuted by the Orthodox Muslims and took refuge there, but they still stay there today in the time of the book, even though there was plenty of room down below for their houses. And it was also a very dangerous type of climb for them every day to go down and get water. The pictures you saw of the mountains were called Mount Garmo and Kaufman back then, but today they're called Mount Stalin and Mount Lenin. So that was the message for today. However you take that, that's what you're supposed to get today. So there's very much this energy. When I pulled cards for myself this morning from the Shaman Dreams about the gestation period, the winter, like today being called back into that energy but not go back to sleep, like rest but don't go back to sleep. And then the energy of having faith, that not only you are involved in your manifestations, right? It has to go around the world to everybody, or around the universe. So there's a lot involved in your manifestations. So remember that it's not just about your journey. There's other journeys involved with your journey. And then also the energy of opportunities that will be coming up, remembering not to see challenges as negative things, but rather as opportunities, because this is a path towards your manifestation that you asked for, to jump in with both feet, mastering non-judgment to everything that you experience. Just allow it and observe it and do your part as an opportunity presents itself. Going with the challenge or opportunity as opposed to considering it a block. And the Queen of Wands energy came up expressing, who's very expressive, right? They're very dramatic, as in an actor, you know, likes to express themselves. It's about the Queen of Wands energy expressing themselves and jumping right into that dream. So the first read we're going to go into is the Metatron read. And then I have 2 messages of the day for you. You know what, actually I'm going to do the first message of the day because that was prior to the Metatron read. So we'll do that one first. So here's the this is the first message of the day. So this is my 4-deck read. We have the Wild Unknown Animal Spirit Guidebook deck up top, and then the Lenormand Reverie. We have the Gilded, and then the KIPPER deck. This is the underlying energy of the 4 decks, and then it starts here and goes across to this pile, and then this is the final at the end. So from this read, this was done at 10:40 to 43 yesterday morning. The 40 of the Page of Cups and going through to the 43, 41, 42, 43 are all love energies of the Ace of Cups, 2 of Cups, and 3 of Cups, very beautiful energies. And the 10, of course, is the Wheel of Fortune card of destiny, and it's 10:46 on the clock right now, as we're talking about 10:40 to 43. And the 46 is that very loving energy as well. And you notice it skipped over the 44 and 45 because they're not as loving and positive as the 41, 2, 3, and 46. So the underlying energies for this message of the day were the Beaver, the Power Structures, which is number 19, the Chariot, and the Great Fortune of 26, which is that Page of Wands energy that today is. So the Shark Attack of the Vulnerable One. So when I bring up some cards that I might not have mentioned, it's because I'm going below that card to kind of introduce what was going into that card. So the Shark Attack of the Vulnerable One. Anxious as the whale is exhausted and the beaver is hard at work. The Knight of Wands is committed to new passion or project, and the Queen of Cups is building bridges, as the Queen of Pentacles chooses her path on the Fool's Journey, mid-moon, June, or Cancer season, romance or going away, walking away from emotions that are not working for you anymore. In the energetic exchange with abundant King of Pentacles, or Pisces, or the islands, or a fish tank perhaps. Watery energies, which then came up with the die, watering the yard or the family tree with options, synchronicities, or heaven in your eyes. That all looks great, and you may be admiring, you know, the work that you've done recently. Finding peace with powers that be, or exposing all, sunshine and tourist attractions. The home fulfilled, perhaps exhausted but without anxiety, released, in need of peace or vacation, or to confirm a message, delivery, or reservations. To make sure all is clear, and that can be in a hospital too if someone just got shocked, and no confusion on the road or while traveling as to not hold things up. After a service, a funeral, an honoring of the Knight of Wands, Atlas burdens without directions, and distant horizons, or pie in the sky, or a ship without water, not anchored or ungrounded. Perhaps some of you are looking at a ship museum or shipyard type thing where they're not in water, you're just looking at the ships. Or just not anchored or ungrounded. An empty nest, home, room, or feels empty, or all spruced up. Sudden alignment with wealth and 777s hitting the jackpot, and the man with concerns of being martyred in court, or unity consciousness here with the King of Wands and filing papers, or dealing with English or African justice system, inspired by great fortune, or getting an award, a prize, or a trophy here. I was just getting the honor system as well. like at school, you know, doing things based on an honor system of truth. Pisces, Libra, and Sagittarius, perhaps father and children, and working hard to create structure, a stable place, a safe place for happiness and openness, right? Where all can feel safe and open, which is then I'm being brought up the page we just read, because in order for those people of that belief on their Sabbath type Friday, for the Muslim community, they wouldn't have felt they were in a safe space to express themselves with the stranger there whose beliefs or energy they weren't familiar with. That's what I was getting. And then at 11 o'clock, which is double zeros backing up the 11 of alignment, truth and balance, boldly moving to inspire great fortune with Leo and Cancer here. The first section was the panther fox, one who growls, and the innocent pup. The panther in lovers or family breakthrough, as the clouds clear and then out the back, Jack, perhaps off to the bar after work, or Gemini Knight of Cups is cranky in the morning and cuts out early to go to happy hour, and that's probably why he's cranky in the morning, because he may be drinking too much. The fox, romantic pup, Pisces or Cancer and disconnect or at a distance, not seeing eye to eye in some kind of home judication, perhaps someone feeling taken advantage of. And then the date 6/18 was also coming up, which is the 6 of the lovers, the 18 of the moon in June. And it's also about, you know, mid-cycle. 6/18 is about the time it would change from Gemini to Cancer. And also liar, cheater, thief came up here. Perhaps not a bad person, but perhaps with addictions, they become manipulative. So they were giving the example of someone who drinks a little bit too much, and then it affects their work, because now they're cranky, and then they're putting that crankiness on the people they work with. And again, bringing it back to the reasons why. Why are you bringing these things on to yourself? So someone may be also checking out before any complaints can be registered, right? So not wanting to deal with their responsibilities, basically. So someone comes to work, doesn't feel good because they were out drinking or doing whatever the night before, which isn't good for them, and then coming in and perhaps making mistakes because they're not completely, you know, in their best energy. And then, you know, checking out before they can deal with the people who they're doing it for, so they don't have to listen to those complaints. So it's, again, that avoidance energy. 11:08 is justice and the 8 of the dance. The second section of the crow, the frog, and the elk. And the crow standing guard, the 3D gate holder, you know, on the ground with the troops. Watching the frog in the rain, cowering to the hothead elk, or father and son. And this also can be a masculine energy of a female too, especially if she's in the female role of hiring someone to do work for them. 11:10, which is the justice and the 10 of the wheel of fortune, the crow is free to stand up, even if they're left out in the cold, walking away impoverished or feeling impoverished as the king of cups. The frog with pushy mother perhaps, or bird in Capricorn, disappointed with false person in the dance between the masculine and the feminine. There's also the wound here of masculines taking advantage of the dumb feminine, right? She doesn't know any different, so I'll take advantage of her. That wound is coming up. The elk-loving lady without a choice, but to gift those in need, whether they've been good or bad. So not needing to discern who deserves what, but being open and giving to all those in need, and not judging their past. Or perhaps parents gifting their children, and perhaps the need to treat them equally or according to their circumstances, or just being that gift as the parent whenever your children are in need of help. Perhaps kids may be a little bit manipulative here, which they always are at times, or perhaps one is anyway, being especially manipulative to try to get their way. But after adjudicating with those who take advantage, 1 to 2 may be out in the cold or disappointed in separation, or hustling for their dreams, which is coming up as a manipulation. Perhaps the mother acts, it's coming up here as perhaps the mother acts as the father role, and the son or daughter is acting as the mother role here. And then the third section at 11:19, which is justice and the sun, is the swans, the eagle, the phoenix, and gazelle. I'm really smelling something. I mean, I have my candles burning, but I don't usually all of a sudden notice a smell, but I am. Oh, shoot. I left water on the stove burning. Hold on. That's what. Sorry about that. That was ceramic smelling. That's why it was weird. Okay, now to see where I put my clamp here. Give me 1 second. There it is. Okay. So that may be a message for someone too. Oh, I forgot my water on the stove. Okay. So remember the nose, right? When you smell something unusual, it's trying to remind you of something. So here in this third section was the swans, the eagle, the phoenix, and the gazelle, reflecting landing or target to rise from the ashes as the graceful gazelle, with ease and grace. Swans come full circle to juggling together as man with sudden thoughts of a woman, and the eagle coming in for vacation, or sun and fun for energetic exchange, and offer time, money, and energy here, with truth, or perhaps a presentation for the mature man mapping things out. The phoenix rising with jackal and hide, the sovereign magician with romantic ties or little girl working their magic to transform their life. The gazelle child in transition with advice from old man, perhaps a professional or a Virgo person, or again, a professional could be coming up here, something about healthcare or an ill relative or father in the hospital or in a care facility. And the signs that came up here were Pisces, Leo, Scorpio, Gemini, Virgo, Taurus, and Cancer at 11:30, which is justice and the Four of Wands, the home or union, and alignment. And again, with this section, there may be some temper tantrums going on there. Juggling at 11:35, which is justice and the wounded warrior. Juggling the rainbow with truth to the magician and the hermit, which also can be the energy of Gemini and Virgo. The man with his father and daughter and health care conflicts, perhaps daughter taking care of their grandfather or father without complaining, or swans swoop down to see graceful gazelle rising and calm instead of getting upset about anything, which is a great thing. So that your children learning how to not react to things. And the fourth section is the peacock, the cheetah, and the dolphin. The peacock dealing with the cheetah about to pounce on them, and then the dolphin, who's happy, comes up swimmingly here. The peacock with 2 cups of 1-to-1 direction to sneak out or pounce with the empress home or judgment. The cheetah with wise counsel here, free to leap with loving mature woman, and the dolphin with justice, impatient cracking the whip, with issues at work, with Gemini perhaps lovers or shadow affections, finding common ground. Staying peaceful while another freaks out, comes up roses at the end here. 1-to-1 advice without losing your temper, with the Empress upright and the Fool upright, working out a work dilemma in a house, decision, lovers, and the devil or shadow side, or one who stays calm. One who stays calm because they're very familiar with this kind of outburst, because they grew up with an impatient mother or father or a family member there. So it's easy for them now to learn to stay calm because they already healed this wound and they know how to not react to that. I've been dealing with that my whole life, right? But it's being present to that wound still, allowing it to come up and flow through you, but yet not reacting to it anymore so that it won't come into your field. The fifth section here is the 11 and the 49 of Justice and the Get Your Wish card, the 9 of Cups, which is self-satisfaction. The wolf, the dragon, the elephant, and the vulture. stunned, caught, or deer in the headlights, always with Big Brother looking over their shoulder. The elephant and the vulture, always feeling like the child of authority, right? Thinking they all know more than you do, or they have some kind of control or power over you. The wolf inspired by a risky letter, text, email, or document, praying for things to go better with hermit and changes, or hermiting those changes. The inner self, the dragon seen, and the wounded warrior, sister, or suffering in silence, and the Knight of Wands reversed, falling short of expectations for the Queen of Cups, who may be a hard worker. The elephant, with wise group of divine feminines, with weight of the world, and atlas burdens, of the player and the official person on the fool's journey. And the vulture, empress, with pain in the butt, Queen of Swords reversed, or perhaps the vulture is acting like a princess, and that could be coming up as the Queen of Swords reversed. The wolf is praying they have what they need, burdened by the Queen of Swords reversed, perhaps with physical pain and negative self-talk that's not helping them. And then I got a scam call from Adams, New York. So the name Adam may be coming up here as well. And New York came up in something else I did too. I love New York. This was at 12 o'clock, double zeros, backing up the 12 of wisdom and hanging out, seeing new perspectives. As the Hermit Queen of Cups is familiar with hard work, officially on the Fool's journey, as the privileged lady, not wanting to think about stressful things anymore, with Saggy, Pisces, Taurus, Virgo, and Aries here. The sixth section is the bat lost in space, the lamb for target practice, and the wise old owl to watch over them. The bat in a peaceful spiritual union from the past, occupation or occupied by the energetic exchange between the twins. The lamb on a magic adventure of self-love, with lover or Gemini inspired by unexpected income or incoming. The owl, King of Cups, with timelines and the need of a break from abundant marriage or Taurus commitment, and graceful swans, home, or the Queen of Wands and the Emperor. The King of Wands on a high vibe journey or took off, and the house may be in need of care with the main male number 1, or that could be Gemini as well, or Aries with Libra in their chart, trying to end the stress or pain with message by Chariot, jousting with wealthy man in transition, or perhaps dealing with a lawyer. The Page of Cups upright, or message of love, the Emperor's courtship, down on one knee to the main female, High Priestess here, with Gemini, Aries, and Libra reversed, Pisces, Sag, Taurus, Cancer, and Scorpio here as well. And I actually planted my yellow rose bush after that. All right, so we're going to go from here to I'm going to go to the Metatron read. So here's my Metatron deck read. And one sec. Okay, so for those of you not familiar, this is the underlying energy. Sorry, it's a bit dusty there. This is the underlying energy with the bottom of the deck here. And this is the first card out, going down 12 across, and then 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, plus the 3 is 22 today. And then we have 5 extra cards down at the bottom as an addendum to the read. So this was done at 550 to 51. So a lot of 5s there. The 55 of the Truth, and the 50 of the 10 of Cups, and the 51 is the King of Swords. The bottom of the deck is authentic self, and the 46 again coming up, which is the inner children, the outer children, loving each other, the past life soulmates. The first card out was the Tree of Life here, the 32 of the Journey. And as far as elements, it was just Mother Earth today, and the colors came up, and there's a little bit of blockage in my throat coming up right now as I'm talking about this stuff. So you might need to focus on your chakra system and clearing out a little bit. The colors that came up were red, yellow, white, gold, and pink. So we have, let's see, We don't have orange, which is the sacral chakra. We don't have green, which is the heart. And there's no blues here as well. So we're dealing with the sacral chakra, the heart, and then the throat and third eye energies here specifically, because they're missing here. And then it was 5:55. So again, lots of fives coming up, which is all about change. Change, expansion, freedom, and commitment as well. It's like that freedom is, commitment shouldn't be something that locks you into something that takes your freedom away. Commitment is that commitment to yourself to do what you love, right? Committing to yourself. The underlying energy of the shaman connecting with the earth, the red root chakra, and then pollinating this with the solar plexus. So again, you notice here the energies skipped over the sacral chakra here. So the shaman connecting with the earth, the red root chakra, and then pollinating the solar plexus with the carpenter bee and buttercup yellow, which is the reference to Jesus and Mary Magdalene. The truth of safety and security of the root, and then the magical joy and happiness of expressing and shining your light from the solar plexus. The truth of the magician in your Six of Cups, authentic self, both your inner masculine and feminine child. The two yous, not just one, the inner children, which are your keys. The key of your mouth, of speaking your truth, and then again, the ability to create and give birth. And then going, and that's that sacral energy, which are not coming up, right? So we're focusing on that sacral energy of creation and the mouth energy of the masculine, speaking your truth. And then going on the road to clear the sacral chakra, connecting the sacral to unity consciousness, co-creating along the way. Open to a page, and that here I was guided to open up the book from the Shaman Dreams deck, and it opened up to the card 55, which is the farther gate, not the father gate, but the farther gate, a call to lift your eyes to the horizon and begin walking towards your future. After stirring up the dust, but marching in place, not getting anywhere. You're now being called to forward movement that will lead you to a new destination that you've set for yourself, but perhaps forgot or neglected due to your everyday busyness. And that was coming up on page 110 to 111. An ending is at hand here. You're being called to leave the old behind, like an old skin that you shed. Do not hesitate. Cross the threshold boldly, and you will be rewarded. If you continue marking time instead of moving, you will miss the opportunity. The gate is open, the next landscape of your life in reach, but the window of time to pass through it grows shorter. Do not dally. So it's full expression of your gifts, perhaps for the very first time in that full expression. So it's not saying push yourself to do something that goes against your resonance, but when you're called to leap, to not hesitate, don't dally, and follow your instincts. And then the sacred passage here, the new discovery, the challenge is an opportunity, not graduation. It's not an endpoint. It's just the joy of exploration. You've been the farmer too long, tilling the soil without fruit at 610, which is the lovers and the 10 of your destiny. It's time to put on the explorer hat once again. So at 610, which is also June coming up again, June 10th, and I have 3 of those birthdays, which I've told you many times in my family, so that may be coming up for another reason again. Again, it's the lovers and destiny of the Wheel of Fortune. It's also an area code in Pennsylvania. So wise review, signs from spirit with love, and emotional fulfillment. The King of Swords with purity and innocence and their diamond light and white wing, clearing the way for sudden love, powering up to infinitum. He clears your travels, and then you power up his Akashic review. Sudden gold cup of replenishment into a clarion call to align. Line up, roll call. So take note here. So listen and take note as the robin redbreast is standing at attention. The pink weeping willows reach out to each other. The shaman road is well read in quote-unquote bird language, and the Christ light enlightens to the call. The inner children reflecting each other with compassion at 6:22, 22 being the Fool's Journey, and taking one step at a time to conquer your fears and make your dreams come true. Creation and collective awakening in spring, abundance and expansion as the wounded warrior's kundalini rises with untapped energy. The aqua rose gold heart, the mother's love in relationship and harmony, or relationship is relate and ship, and harmony is harm, and then I was getting, oh, New York. I love New York. So there's some kind of harm, and saying, oh, New York, I love New York. So why is there harm going on there? The mother's love in relate ship. So what is the ship in relation to New York and harm? And again, mercy ships were coming up here too. And that has to do with Montauk as well, and the Philadelphia experiment, as Philadelphia just came up. So that could be coming up again. As the twin flames untie the knots in the electromagnetic grid, the two diamonds in the sky with connections in every direction. How I wonder what you are and why. So why is significant here. Two diamonds that merge as one to lead towards the light and answer the call with flame in hand. Thanksgiving daily with a variety of colors and healthy foods, synchronicities, blessings, and thanks to Mother Earth for cooling ground and her support in the purple moon, 0 point field. Arcing the wind beneath your wings, inspired by Metatron's magnetic bridge, reaching far and wide as the Queen of Cups powers up with her light body to give it a jump start. The Page of Wands with self-love and nurture, and the scalloped Magdalena dessert of compassion as the King of Wands requires balancing of his vehicle, and so she's powering up his vehicle, just like the exchange I explained earlier in this read, of him helping you on your travels and then you powering him up in his Akashic Record review. So going with the flow 1-to-1 on the whispering bench with the Knight of Wands' love for life powering up the mother's heart. The King of Cups detaching from drama and look up at the electromagnetic grid and the two diamonds in the sky that you are. Communicate freely, speak and be heard. The empty vessel and note to fill. Right? You're drawing your own dreams. You are the empty vessel to be filled up with intent and manifestations. The Knight of Swords, messenger of truth that you are. The key to your freedom of truth and creative control. So speaking your truth, but also retaining creative control is that sacral energy. Freeing the roots, if you can. They may just want to stay together, having found a way around each other's differences. At 6:36, the lovers and the Atlas energy of the weight of the world. So the underlying energy with the Mama Shaman, farther be you, on the road with the King of Swords and self-love and new love, the wounded warrior 1-to-1. Open a page to energize the heart for sudden dreams of love and passion, and happy family with justice and abundance, aligned with the mother and the twin flame farther King of Cups. Okay, so that was the Metatron read. So now we have another message of the day. This was from, this is the second one. Okay, so same setup. And this one at 38:48 is the Queen of Cups walking away within. And it was just 11:11 on the clock. It's 11:12 now. Not clearing. There we go. All right, so this message of the day was done at 11:14 to 17 last night, and the 14, 15, 16, 17 coming up here, which is the Temperance card of the angel. The 15 is the devil, so you have the angel and the devil, and then the 16 is 17, which is going from the Tower into the Star of Dreams. Okay, so balancing both your light and your shadow in sudden events, epiphanies, and sexual exchange for your dreams to come true. It can happen to you if you're young at heart. The underlying energy of the otter, the lilies, the King of Cups, and the mature woman. There's very beautiful energy in this underlying energy. The curious otter, which is like that innocent child in diapers with their little belly hanging out over their diapers. But that curious otter, maybe they're curious about flowers or the King of Swords or the spiritual union. And the King of Cups, who's upright here and happy to himself with the mature woman sitting by him. The wolf is stunned into submission or perhaps caught in the headlights, with the lizard looking, and then the raccoon being sad. As the fish is out of water, the bee is frozen in midair. It's like time stood still, and the sea serpent with the broken seal, the cycle broken too soon. And this could be someone whose water broke too, but early. Curious otter with everything to live for, an angry man needing to forgive themselves for the King of Swords and their spiritual union. So again, the wounding of blaming yourself for somebody else's death. Perhaps a lot of people in the military feel that way, and that's why there's a lot of PTSD. That was specifically coming up, though. The Knight of Cups upright, offering love and healing with an open heart from the King of Wands and the King of Cups, both upright here, with Pisces energy. Pisces, love, father and son, an old friend perhaps. And the 1152 of Justice and Libra energy, and the 52 of the Queen of Swords. And the coffin of abundant man in transition, the woman he left behind, the Queen of Cups, hard worker, and occupied by manual labor or energetic exchange with loving, mature woman, perhaps to distract them or keep them occupied when they're going through their grieving process. And then the cards came up, the words from the cards came up as 2OC, mature woman, which is Ocean City, is where I went to have that session where I cleared the wounded eagle life that came up. So it's coming back up here again, like closing out the cycle of the not just the wounded human, but the wounded animals who lived before the human. The sweet otter, who's that baby feeling deep union with the King of Cups with unconditional love, and the mature woman or mother or grandmother here. And at 11:59, which is the 11th hour, literally, it's the minute before midnight, the first card, or the first section here, is the moth and the beaver. The moth to flame while the beaver grounds. The moth on a magic adventure, overworking with shadow lover. The beaver's journey at mid-moon or June or Cancer season, present to the ship that set sail and hermiting the changes. Gemini, Capricorn, Virgo, and Cancer here, or a lot of work to get that ship into the water, and lovers changes. So someone literally could be putting their boat in the water as well. But there's lovers changes going on here, but perhaps some work that needs to happen to make that happen. The second section is the panther and the fox. Perhaps the loudmouth and the sly one, with the panther exposing conflicts, the hermit reverse coming out with concerns of martyrdom, and the fox pushy shadow bear, burdened with coming together with nowhere to land. The ship out of water with nothing to anchor into, coming out about reunion and joy, with Leo, Virgo reversed, and Capricorn also here. The third section is the dragonfly and the camel, which, by the way, in that chapter I just read from the book to you, on the previous page, they literally are talking about the caravan with the camels, but dragonflies all over the place as well, which are coming up here together, dragonfly and the camel. And they're coming up here as the Blues Brothers. So the Blues Brothers, two as one heart, the dragonfly, Page of Cups, who's vulnerable in a twist of fate, with the main female, High Priestess, and the camel with wise counsel about connecting with the Queen of Wands, Thief, or Pisces and but Libra's reversed here at 12:08, which is the hanging man and the dance between the masculine and the feminine, and perhaps hanging out together. The 12:09 of the hanging man and the hermit, with the elephant, the eagle, and the phoenix. And also To Catch a Thief was coming up in that prior section. And actually that was coming up yesterday in a phone call. I was talking to someone and there was a man outside their apartment building just staring into the unit below them. So there's that kind of creepy energy coming up, To Catch a Thief. At 12:09, which is the hanging man and the hermit, the fourth section, like I said, is the elephant, the eagle, and the phoenix. The elephant with Atlas energy and the cross to bear, recovering main male magician. The eagle, with loving man 28 or twin flame, walking away from romantic little girl. The phoenix is the eagle rising before diving again, exposing the powers that be over our little ones. and the Six of Cups upright with the mature man. The loving man walks away from the little girl and the grandparent, perhaps, and saying they're in good hands, like either she's taking care of the grandparent or the grandparent's taking care of the child. Gemini, Cancer, Leo, and Taurus, recovering from establishment and burdens to walk towards that Six of Cups energy of the soul tie and past life connection. And again, and this is somebody walking away and not to worry because they're in good hands with the other person, even if it's an older person who's sick, is being taken care of by the daughter, who may be someone who's older, but very capable of taking care of them. And actually, they're coming up as very well matched. They have the same energy, so it's a good thing, actually. And you may have unexpected visitors coming to stay with you or to live with you even, perhaps. The fifth section is the vulture, horse, turtle, and hummingbird. By the way, the reason for people coming to stay with you now is because maybe you've mastered how to deal with the energies by yourself for most of the time, but now you're going to learn how to master your energies when there's people living in the house with you if you haven't been living with anyone lately, or it's been really easy for you. You're being challenged by that. So cleaning up horse's poo, or the turtle is slow, but the hummingbird is really fast at clearing the air. The vulture with fox leaving the hen house for a higher love, and the Queen of Swords stays to take care of a sick man or health care or conflicts there. The horse or Sagittarius may be choosing a path on the fool's journey as the Knight of Swords, messenger of truth, rushes in to hang out with the privileged lady. The turtle is home as the rider awaits, but the King of Cups boy needs time to take a walk or perhaps on a walkabout. The hummingbird, Page of Swords, child in transition, an energetic exchange with the Emperor's courtship. And again, these could be the two staying together, the Emperor and the child, which can be a grandparent and a child. The Queen of Swords and the Knight of Swords, and the Chariot going their separate ways, or seeing double vision. The royal lady in the chariot has two separate components, like the two-person horse, right? There's two parts of it. Or the Queen of Swords, Knight of Swords offering a ride to the fireworks, but decided to walk instead. So they were being offered a ride, but they just turned it down. That can be literal or something figurative. Or old folk leaving the young ones alone so they can have time to themselves, with Sagittarius, Aries, Scorpio, and Cancer, and Pisces here. The sixth section is the unicorn, cobra, dolphin, and the spider web, along with the rabbit. The unicorn is the 5D gate holder here, with the King of Wands with rugrats or big mess to clean up, while resting on break or a dream gift to present, and the cobra with eyes on the family tree, and the Knight of Wands reversed in court judicating the home or family. And that can be the player energy or just someone who fell short on energy to complete something they were supposed to. Or it can be someone paralyzed by their passions as well, that Knight of Wands reversed. But again, it can be a player. The dolphin, Pisces, come full circle, starting over in love as the King of Wands is going to court or filing papers. The spider web destined to separate the wheat from the chaff in a death, an ending, dark night of the soul, or high vibe journey. As the bunny, King of or Knight of Wands, is committed to end the nightmare with a message of concern of a higher love and or dealing with a fallen angel, or perhaps themselves. The seventh section is a very beautiful section here. We had the black egg, which is the throat chakra, the cosmic egg, which is the crown, the swans reflecting each other, and the golden egg, which is the heart, and the nightingales whose pure voice, clears the air. It's so sweet. The truth of the wounded warrior, sister, or suffering in silence, without peace and sudden thoughts of a woman. The crowning collective here, and the risky offer of love, fighting to make it official. The swan's one-to-one direction of the Two of Cups, to the golden nest egg of the heart, the strong Knight of Wands of high honors, and the golden egg heart toxic. There may be toxic snake or apples of sovereign's great fortune. At 1, 2, 3, 4, which is the hanging man, and the 34 of the 8 of Wands. 1, 2, 3, 4, shut the door. So there's definitely cycles ending here. At 1237 then, which is unconditional love of the King of Cups, the golden child may be in toxic field on her own and inspired by great fortune. as the nightingale is reflecting back their song, neither right or wrong. Dumping a load, burden, or responsibility and taking a load off at the big house, or in a public judgment here, with 42 and 24 reflecting, which is the Two of Cups and the Queen of Wands, with toxic egg between them, or giving, or some, this is also the energy of giving that crap to our babies, and you know what I'm referring to. No peace, fighting around the girl, walking the dog, back inside safely and taking a load off. So again, there's that thief energy there as well at 1241, which is the Hanging Man and the Ace of Cups. Self-love, spiritual love, and new love. So now to the read on the table, which is the Twin Flame General read. And the show, it's not the Princess of Jerusalem, but that kind of energy. It's the, I don't know, like the empresses or princesses or something of Jerusalem. I can't remember which word it is, but I don't think it's either one of them. But that was coming up. So remember, my last video was about grieving the end of the old ways, being frozen in time, no need to worry, because you know to look for the treasures in the shadow there. So this read on the table was cut and dealt at 610. Again, there's that 610, which is Pennsylvania area code, but it's also the Lovers and Destiny. It's also my mother. My father's father, who wasn't my biological grandfather, it's his birthday, as well as my mother's grandfather, David Lubin. It's his birthday, 610. So it's coming up a lot there. But it's also June 10th coming up. As I cut and dealt this read, at 627 is the Lovers and that inspiration of the Ace of Wands, that third flame. And I was getting to know you, getting to know all about you. So that was coming up. And then I finished clarifying at 639 to 40, which is the Knight of Cups and the Page of Cups. Very beautiful, innocent energy, which could be your children, and the love between a mother and their children, or a father and their children. So the code line was all the major arcana here were the Wheel, the Great Wheel, the Wheel of Fortune, the Hanging Man, Karma, which in this deck is Judgment, Strength, the Tower, and Luna, which is the moon, of course. And then before the read is Alchemy, which is Temperance. And then after the read was Justice, Ascension, which is the World, Indigo, which is the Magician, and the Lovers. There's a lot of major arcana here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 major arcana in this read. There was 1 cup, 3 pentacles, 1 sword. So that 131 energy is coming up, which is also the 13 and the 31 reflecting of death and chaos, which is that 5 of Wands energy of conflict, but also the pursuit of happiness. So again, that transition energy of Pisces to Aries and the old to the new, very significant here. And then the Queen of Pentacles and the Knight of Swords came up as the main players in the read. That was it. The 9 of Swords did come up before the read, but that was it. And then the number 56 was the only significant number in the numbers, literally 56, which is that 2 of Swords being in your knowing, keeping your energy clear, but not pretending not to know, right? Because that can be an avoidance thing, right? If that card comes up about keeping to yourself. There were triple 5s. So 5s, again, very significant here with the changes. 66 of the Queen of Pentacles. And what else came up? Just 68, which is the Page of Pentacles. And then 8, 9, 10, begin again, in a lesser sense here coming up. Also, leadership was on the code line, coming up as lead and ER ship, which always comes up as mercy ship for me. And that can be lead mercy ship as well. So that can be, a medical ship with lead on board. We have the numbers coming up on that line as 11, coming from 5 and 6. Again, the 11 and the 56 of the 2. It is 11/2/56. And there's a very short message today. It was T, the word 5, S as in Sam, Sage, Hanging Man, 6, perhaps with an apostrophe there, and TH, and then E separate from that with another apostrophe, and that was it. So the messages that came up for me, the spine was coming up again because T5 came up and T7 came up the other day, which I talked about being my iron cross energy of back pain between the wings, and that's that whole area, T5 to T7. So I brought up that with T7, which is the bottom of the wings, T5 would be higher there. So again, they're noting that as that sweet spot, especially the T6, since that's the one vertebrae that didn't come up. But T5 to T7 coming up. Also, Sophia, Sages, the Hanging Man. So again, the T is referencing the spine and hanging on the cross as well. The lovers in the lead of the mercy ship here. And this is, again, the Jesus and Mary Magdalene energy of the twins, that template. Also taking 5 south. And I don't know what route 5 is, but that could be just taking 5 people south. Or taking 5, which is freedom, expansion, and change. Also, it's the Hierophant or Taurus energies. But take 5 south, the wise hanging man, lover to the nth degree, in the E leadership, which is literally, E regarding computers, leadership. So a team that communicates through computer technology or uses computer technology for, the leadership position. In other words, you can take your leadership on the road. You don't have to do it in one place. Also, T5S came up, which is a couple different things. I think it was Nigeria. It didn't say on their website, but a Nigerian fashion company, as well as Taylor Guitar. It's a hollow-bodied hybrid, electric and acoustic. And a smartwatch for health and fitness came up for T5S. So the Queen or Wise One sees a new perspective. 6th coming up with the E leadership. 6th E leadership. So let me know if that means anything to you guys. Especially 6th E. 6th E or 6th E. And 60 could be coming up with that as well. So it could be somebody's birthday coming up, that kind of thing as well. So T5, where Sophia is the wise advisor of the hanging man, or again, the Mary Magdalene energy advising Jesus. The 6th E in lead ER ship or mercy ship here. So they're the leader of the pack, the Mary Magdalene Jesus energy of love and leadership of the mercy ship. The 5 and the 6 coming together, again, the pentagon energy with the hexagon energy, that make that perfect balance because you need the odd and the even to come together with the 11. Also from howtogeek.com came up Wi-Fi of 6E, promising to reduce Wi-Fi congestion further in the 6 gigahertz band. Wi-Fi 6 and previous generations used the 2.4 gigahertz and 5 gigahertz radio bands. 6E specifically is capable of operating on 6 gigahertz band as well. Also 6th E came up as 6th Element Publishing, which is 6e.net, and it's an independent book website. T5S, again the thoracic 5 and south, and the T of the Iron Cross and Jesus hanging on the cross, and the spine. The name Leah could also be coming up there at the end of the journey. The Leah last ship or outside ship, the farther ship was coming up because farther came up earlier as in the Shaman Dreams deck, but the farther ship, it's like the dream ship. Leah there at the end of the journey. And that can be the right angle of love as well, of emotional attachments there at the end of the journey. At the tail end, the wise hanging man lovers, the lead mercy ship. And again, very much focusing on Jesus and Mary Magdalene. The 6th Lee, after the 5th and before the 7th, Again, the 6th vertebrae is coming up here, the T5 to 7, and the 6thly being the one between. The 6th E, SIXTHE, is also a hobbyist. It's deviantart.com, DEVIANT art.com. And I think her name is Leia, Leia, Leia. And then also 6th Rent-A-Car came up, which I think is a German company, SIXT Rent-A-Car. I think they do premium car rentals. And then the 5 of Cups. And again, they brought me back up to getting to know you, getting to know all about you, getting to like you, hope that you'll like me. So you might want to look up the words for the whole song, but 5 of Cups is the underlying energy for the read, reversed. Okay, let me push this over just a little bit. So that's this card here on the bottom, and then the mini cards on top. And underneath that is the 9 of Swords reversed, the 10 of Cups upright, the 5 of Swords reversed, the 8 of Swords upright, and Alchemy upright. Hiding underground to end the suffering and silence, the stress, the lack of sleep, the 10 of Cups family post-war imprisoned, no more stretching and growing, or playing hide and seek, alchemizing, getting over loss and regret, the grieving process, the detox, recovery, the wake-up call to come clean, to get clean, to clean up your act or space, and be in your knowing with peace of mind, which is that 2 of Swords energy. At 742, the Chariot and the 2 of Cups, which is, the Chariot is the divine feminine within the masculine in the Chariot ascending, with Sagittarius, Aquarius upright, and Capricorn reversed right there. And Just See was at the top of that last page too. Just See, and it's bringing up my song that I titled All Eyes See. Just See. At 743, which is the Chariot and the 3 of Cups have coming together. It's actually my Sun Soul number 43. The Queen of Cups upright, and it sounded like a helicopter as I was writing that down, the Queen of Cups, but it sounded like a helicopter underground. It was very faint vibration, but it was weird because I couldn't tell if it was anything or not, but it sounded like a helicopter, but underground. It was really weird. And that could be possible too, right? Because there's tunnels underground. The Queen of Cups is upright, perhaps disappointed with the Hierophant upright and the Moon reversed, perhaps deception of the establishment, the religion, the guidance, or Taurus, and Cancer reversed. And that could be dealing with the disease as well. Imprisoned or anxious under the radar with the King of Wands at cross purposes, the Queen of Cups and the King of Wands, or maybe they're at crossroads, the intersection. Or the Queen of Cups is heartbroken by marital deception of hostage under the radar of the King of Wands, or feeling a marriage or business, or maybe feeling like they failed them, perhaps failing or falling off the wagon, as the King of Wands, Inspector Gadget or Inspector Clouseau coming up, or with his nose into everything, with little lizard by their side on their platform. Or the King of Wands sees something curious and wondering what's going on down there. Perhaps one is hiding from Sagittarius King of Wands to get over it, hiding out with the 10 of Cups family post-war, perhaps with PTSD, or after stolen from to get over the past. The King of Wands upright at the workplace with the Queen of Swords reversed. The 10 of Cups upright family may be up really early or at the new moon to travel to work or co-create together, or the 10 of Cups deceptive, maybe that sham-fam energy where they look perfect on the outside but they're not on the inside. The 10 of Cups deceptive going into a secret place at dawn or dusk, or dropping off kids or pets before going to work, or in a move, or kids going between parents, or shared pets as well, going back and forth. Dogs no longer howling, or had to take them back because they were too noisy, and or they were never home. With soulmate and beneath that attraction, the Queen of Wands reversed and the Hierophant upright, or Taurus Queen of Wands reversed and the King of Wands upright, affectionate with fond memories and looking back on the Queen of Swords reversed, who went cold or went silent. With natural boots and Mary Magdalene buttercup yellow, sad in the fall, grieving war widow. The lovers of art and dessert and socks in the tree, and the Queen of Swords reversed done reflecting the man in the mirror. or the King of Wands with affection for the Queen of Cups, and the Queen of Wands reversed and Queen of Swords reversed may not be happy about this. With forgiveness, 96, which is the reflection of the 69, which is the Ace of Pentacles and that offer of a new life, there is forgiveness. And spiritual career, which is 78, which is the 10 of Pentacles, the end of the deck and that dream family or heaven on earth. The injustice of overtime or not working out, being out of alignment, not sharing, imbalance, inequity, debt or scam. With the Queen of Swords upright, with the light, post-war, the Hermit stuck or unable to function. With the Queen of Wands and King of Wands both reversed here, with their egos perhaps out of control, or abusive and weak, or sick and drained with no energy left to fight another day. She wears the boots, and he with the Moroccan fashion sense or colors, material dress or casino royale, and with Leo in their charts. Virgo, Queen of Swords upright, stuck with fiery couple, getting over it, or themselves at work, or the place of co-creation. With the Queen of Swords both upright and reversed, which could be two different Queen of Swords rather, to give two different air signs or someone with air in their chart, but they're not an air sign. Or it can be the same person in their positive and negative aspects at 813, which is the dance of transition, and forgiveness of the injustices done. Juggling, performing the daily, distraction with the Emperor reversed and the Queen of Pentacles upright, forging a new path, and notice the word forging can be deceptive, and the dynamic duo if he steps down. At 814, the dance and the manifestation of the 14, which is the Temperance card of patience, balance, taking a step off the beaten path into new territory, right? Outside the box, but also the higher love. As we have the Six of Cups upright here, but the Nine of Pentacles reversed, the soul ties in a loving past, the loving children, dependent and bleeding out. The Four of Wands home with the Knight of Cups reversed, who may be a jealous Scorpio, or home feeling rejected by the dark night, offering their attention to the Empress instead, or Scorpio's son who misses his mother, or Taurus Empress, or Empress or Taurus. If it's the Empress, it doesn't have to be a Taurus, it can be any sign, or it just represents the Taurus energy. This could be that energy rejected or dumped by the King of Swords reversed, lashing out, lying or holding their tongue and keeping to themselves for peace of mind. At 821, the dance of the 21 in completion, coming full circle. The World or Pisces energy here, or the Divine Feminine, the 5D, or daughter and son coming home. Perhaps they're feeling blue or longing for their mother's solid, nurturing energy, despite being dumped or rejected by the Knight of Swords reversed, or children comforting to their mother after a death. Perhaps the Knight of Swords reversed, pretending to be unaware of all this. With the King of Swords upright, with the Knight of Pentacles upright, and the Knight of Wands reversed, perhaps with kids, or younger co-workers or employees. As the King of Swords, with the Knight of Pentacles upright, offering help to the Knight of Wands reversed. Or the King of Swords self-help, right? This can be him offering help to himself, or doesn't agree with the Knight of Pentacles helping the Knight of Wands reversed because they may be an addictive person or sibling, or got burned in the sun, right? And maybe they're saying it was your fault because we told you what to do and you didn't do it. Or again, this could be someone who plays around too much at work or takes off all the time or exposes all at work. And this is the King of Swords not wanting to be supportive of that. With the Queen of Swords reversed here as well. In energetic exchange with upside down world, or Divine Feminine in 5D, or Pisces reversed, standing up for themselves to the Hermit reversed, or Pisces reversed taking the high ground with Virgo reversed, taking a load off, with the Page of Pentacles, child or opportunity, perhaps learning something new. Recently is the Queen of Pentacles imprisoned by a marriage, a religion, establishment, or Taurus, broken by third party or bad influences around them, or another Queen of Pentacles. Or the Queen of Pentacles is walking away while it's slow in ending the nightmare of daydreaming what may never come. So this could be someone who's been in in a relationship or something like that for a long time and is tired of waiting for something that may never come, maybe being promised all the time and then it never happens. Perhaps receiving a big offer from one lacking faith post-war, or from one who took a fall, or fell from grace. The Queen of Wands reversed, Taurus, with Aries in their chart perhaps, hanging out with the Magician reversed, Liar, or in a split. Libra, Aries reversed, Gemini reversed as well, Capricorn and Taurus upright here. And the foundation is the Karma card upright, which is Judgment, in a wake-up call or a decision. The Two of Cups upright with the Knight of Cups reversed, Scorpio, or jealous and explosive during or dumping a load with Patient Angel, or dumping a patient load, dumping burdens, responsibilities to go off the beaten path, patient, slow, balancing a higher love, or Aquarius and or Scorpio upright, seeing angels here. Aquarius, Scorpio, Sag upright, all of them. Sagittarius over the drama here, and the central energy of the wheel reversed, getting it's like getting over loss with Aquarius upright and Libra reversed, in a slowdown, a downturn, or twist of fate here in the center, in exposing all, perhaps kids did, about being dumped or dumping a load or being overwhelmed. Again, this could be kids talking about their parents and what goes on at home. Purging or at work, or purging or sweating it out post-war, with the King of Wands upright with a secret passion, while the Queen of Wands reversed, hanging out with the Magician reversed, manipulator, or Gemini or Virgo reversed, who may be a liar or going through a split, or just feeling divided about something. At 846, which is the dance of the 46 of the children loving each other, past life relationship, the Page of Wands excited, or King of Wands' is secret passion, is this Page of Wands excited or inspired by the King of Swords upright, with the Nine of Pentacles reversed and the Queen of Swords reversed, or perhaps two dependents, or two men here with both having secret affairs, with the King of Wands upright and the Queen of Wands reversed with issues, and the King of Swords upright with the Queen of Swords reversed with their issues. They may have one between them. The block or the challenge here is the Hanging Man upright, or Pisces or Capricorn, with the Page of Wands inspired by the wounded warrior surrendering, or is then the Lovers or Gemini happy with themselves, and the Page of Cups reversed with the Knight of Wands reversed, who may be bored kids, with the Page of Pentacles upright and the Knight of Pentacles upright, whom they may see as goody two-shoes, or their offer of help, or they may be offering help to someone or the needy, or just really good students, really good kids, as opposed to the kids who are seen as the bad kids. And these could be two sets of kids in a mixed family as well, or two ignoring their plight and going to a service to pay their respects, or two on break or on rest, or 5D connect with past life soul tie, and Dark Night with the Queen of Cups. Step right up to see the show, as multiple suitors may fall in line. The Queen of Cups upright, the Page of Cups upright, and the King of Cups cuprights. I was getting like Dudley Do-Right energy there. There could be Mr. Magoo as well. Queen of Cups, Page of Cups, and King of Cups all came up together here, so definitely could be a family, whether it's parents and a child, one parent and two children, or all three siblings here. They're all Cups energy. They can also be friends who are all water signs. Perhaps hanging out with Patient Angel, or Pisces, Capricorn, and Saggy, with the King of Pentacles upright, and his secret passion, with Cancer, Warrior, or taking the show on the road, with synchronicities in heaven in their eyes, and the Queen of Pentacles reversed, with the Ten of Cups family, so maybe not worrying about her because she's got this very supportive, loving family, and them ending their conflict, or if in a losing battle, they can go have at it. So if it's a family who does like to fight, well then so be it, right? Because they're the ones feeding into it, not them. So this is one justifying themselves to leave the situation because the others are going to be fine with each other. At 8:56, which is the dance and the 56 again of the Two of Swords, being in your knowing, keeping your energy clear for peace of mind. Now, crowning here is the Five of Pentacles reversed, as the Hermit comes out of exile from that Mary Magdalene cave above the crowd, and this is coming up like the caves in the book I opened for you guys today, that they stayed in the caves above where everybody else was leaving, even though they're not exiled anymore. They stayed there because that's what they were comfortable with. But perhaps now they're being called to come out of the caves and come down to the ground, frustrated, uninspired, powerless to being juggled, or to the daily grind of distractions and finding a way out in a tower event, epiphany, or sexual exchange, and give me strength. At 8:57, the dance of the separation or heartbreak or disappointment. The Hermit reverse coming out, no longer flirting or no longer showing off, but taking the high ground, standing up for self, getting over the loss, the regret, the past shame and guilt, over the obsessing and being hung out to dry, in an all-business relationship that's not working out at 9 o'clock, which is double zeros or source energy, backing up the 9 of the Hermit, which is the one and the all, the collective consciousness. In the lie, the split, and the divide, and the need for the truth, the secret passion and the Hermit reversed, coming out or going crazy, no longer with keys, no longer missing their flame, with Pisces reversed and Virgo reversed, and the Emperor upright, ending their pain in a painful ending, or a pain in the ass, or getting a massage, on the road again, with multiple options, or stops along the way. And soon as the Six of Pentacles reversed, and the inequity of death or a losing of the battle, the competition, the fight, the need for attention, and then the Emperor with the Knight of Swords and Page of Swords both reversed, perhaps mouthy kids or negative messages or lots of negative messages or rumors or bad reputation or saying mean things to the Divine Feminine 5D or about them, or Pisces reversed or negative energy keeping the world reversed and detoxing the hanging man at rest or who was lay to rest. With Aries upright and Pisces both upright and reversed here, as well as Capricorn both upright and reversed, the twin flames seeing themselves as the Strength card upright, birthing through the ring of fire, coming out with that rebel yell, and this could be literally someone birthing as well, out of options with the Ten of Pentacles, family, business, community, or legacy, perhaps depressed or needing hope, with the King of Cups over it and seeing synchronicities or orchestrating, reaping rewards in energetic exchange or with lots of communication or travel back and forth with the Empress upright or who sits above over the Ten of Pentacles, family, business, or community. So again, this can be the energy of Mary Magdalene in the cave above the family who had exiled them. So not coming down to their level is also coming here. Getting to know each other. So here again is that getting to know you. And wedding. The situation involves marriage. Around the twins or how they're seen is the Knight of Swords reversed, who may be holding their tongue, trying to end the nightmare, as the King of Pentacles upright offers something big, or the offer that you just can't refuse. Home, union, and the wounded warrior surrendering to the ascension journey, perhaps offering a whole new life, and or home and car, or chariot awaits you, or perhaps here to drag you away whether you like it or not. At 9:26, the Hermit and the Page of Wands. The block being the Tower upright, the fear of sudden change, or sudden event that could turn your world upside down, holding on, present in the moment, to the epiphany, or worried that lightning may strike. With leadership, but even more so here, music, love, and spirituality. Remember, music is the muse of the inner child. The love and the spirituality, which is the tool of I in gratitude. The King of Pentacles and the Empress here, and the Emperor with Hermit reversed and High Priestess reversed. But the King of Pentacles and the Empress are upright, and the Emperor's upright. The Hermit and the High Priestess reversed. Perhaps mother and loyal son, and father and his whores, according to someone's perspective. Or after death, Pisces and Virgo reversed, but Cancer's upright and being seen. With the Moon then reversed, and the Queen of Cups with Cancer in their chart, and Dark Night, and that could be someone who's got Cancer who runs in their family as well. That can be someone concerned about that right now. The Queen of Cups with Cancer in their chart, with Dark Night of the soul, or the Queen of Cups grieving death from Cancer, or Queen of Cups with Cancer or Pisces, and Scorpio friends, or soul ties that come together. The Emperor with options, or driven by their choices, right? I'm getting that energy too. This Emperor driven by all that glitters is gold, right? By all of their choices, as long as I'm the Emperor and I have all these choices, that's what they're driven by, right? It's ego driven because they have all the power and the control. The Queen of Wands reversed and the Queen of Cups upright here with the Ten of Cups family, perhaps after a battle with the Empress, and now offering them help. And this could be a change of position, right? Something that someone else went through before, now someone else is going through the same thing, and now that other person is able to help them. Perhaps they weren't getting along so well before. It also can just be where, we have the Queen of Cups upright and the Queen of Wands reversed. One sister may be in a really good spot right now and being loving, and the other one may be going through struggles. And that could be friends as well. The Page of Pentacles and the Knight of Pentacles are paying respects to or with Father, King of Pentacles, loving children, perhaps honoring someone in death, or any honoring, this can be graduation as well, and the Queen of Cups upright, or mother's loss of a child due to their addictions. And that can be, I wasn't getting that before, but now I'm getting that now. So initially when I wrote this, I was getting the child who has addictions, right? So they're a drug addict or they drink, that kind of thing, and then dying because of those energies. And I'm sorry if that's your experience, because no one should have to go through that. But it's also coming up now as the pregnant mother with addictions, right? Losing a child because of their addictions. Or coming out of exile at the new moon with the Six of Cups children or soul ties, and the injustice of the divine feminine in the 5D and their upside down world, or not being welcomed, right, into the regular world. And then Pisces reversed with the indigo magician reversed, being insecure and feeling like they don't have the tools to deal, or Gemini upright and reversed, or lovers with Libra and Pisces both reversed, and Gemini or Virgo reversed, and Cancer reversed with Leo upright here, or all just being strong. The Empress served, the Queen of Cups honored. At 10:01, the reflection of the Wheel of Fortune and the one of the Magician, beware of jealous Scorpio or Taurus here. And again, we have them in the North and South node here. Taurus in the North node, Scorpio in the South node being let go of. So beware of those jealous streaks coming up in that axis right now. The angel has not fallen. So if someone has told you the angel has fallen, they have not fallen. Hiding behind the Ten of Cups family, done juggling and saving two for later. So done doing that. Hiding from the angel, afraid to blend, getting over loss, karma, final judgment, the wake-up call to birth with that rebel yell and let it all out, right? I'm mad as hell and I'm not going to take it anymore. The Queen of Pentacles in a twist of fate, or with Libra reversed in their chart, or perhaps with another person with Libra, challenged by hanging out, being wise, or feeling hung out to dry, that it's unfair, or the inequity of the Tower, of recovering from deception, perhaps with best friend, soulmates, or twins injustice of their upside down world of manipulators, and then divine lovers, and being strong. The deception between the Emperor and the Empress, both upright here, and getting over grief, the Queen of Pentacles upright in need of strength, in a wake-up call, almost time to come out of hiding at 10:09, which is destiny and the 9 of the Hermit, but the 1 and the all for one and one for all, and challenged by wisdom and strength and the inequity of the Knight of Swords reversed, of the Tower of sudden events and epiphanies and the deceptions as well, and the pure innocent love of two in need of justice, completion, and the need of magic as divine lovers, as lovers do. So that's coming up from that song. What is her name? I'm blanking out right now. I had it on the tip of my tongue, but I lost it. As lovers do. So whatever that song is, you can list it below if you'd like. But again, the princesses, or whatever that word is, describing that kind of energy of the women of Jerusalem was coming up. And there's a lot of, that energy was coming up with a lot of hard times, for the women, and what they were and weren't allowed to do in a man's world or in a religious world. All right, so let's just pull a few oracle cards, see what comes up. What do I want to bring up? I want to do Shaman Dreams, and because that's been coming up as strong lately. And then I want to pull you a Journey of Love card as well. is our takeaway? Take another deep breath. Okay. We have there's my eagle, right? Letting go of that life of sadness. The eye of the eagle rising above the fray with the number 18, which is the purple moon. That's also my birthday. So definitely relating to that eagle life and putting that to rest. The depression of having been the wounded warrior before you were a human even. So if you don't register that as your soul being part of that life, how can you clear it if you're not aware of it? Because it has to be brought up from your subconscious. So if you've had any dreams about being an animal in previous lives or gone through a past life regression, that kind of thing, it's very helpful. I also get from this card very much the aperture of a camera lens here. And again, this is the card I use to show you, looking at the picture with different lenses, like covering your right eye, covering your left eye, looking at it with open eyes, looking at it with squinty eyes, so you understand the different uses of the eyes, and you'll definitely see a more feminine perspective if you use your left eye, and a more masculine perspective with your right eye. It was very interesting what came up for me. I hope you guys challenged yourself to do the same with different things. But this is coming up with the 18 and that purple moon, being present in the moment, and really focused on the eye. So one eye is being shown. So what I just brought up was relevant. They want you to practice seeing things with different eyes to see the perspective and how it changes. And we also have the spirit of the river here, movement toward adventure with the 50, and that's complete emotional fulfillment. Allowing yourself to fully submerge into the water, not be afraid of those emotions as you move into the adventure of it all. And one more card wants to be seen. There's that root girl, the disowned little girl in the tree. I love this card. She's so precious. I hope you can really see the quality of it here because, wait, it's too much light. Well, anyway, I want to get a little bit more light. She's so precious. So it's very much, don't forget about your little root girl, right? The things that make her feel safe and secure. And not like detaching from your inner little girl. Allow those energies and give it love. Give her love. Like, how could you let her sit there? She's so cute. And there's that 46 of the inner children. So seeing what's coming up for your masculine versus your feminine side by using, covering one eye and then the other. And then the bottom of the deck is the jeweled web of connectivity, which came up on the last read, 32, the journey. And remembering how connected you are with everything. So again, in manifesting things, it has to go around the world a bit before it comes back to you as a manifestation. So the book. All right, so I'm going to read to you the eyes of the eagle. See what it says, 18. Protection, inherent trust, and rising above the fray. So again, the protection of the root chakra and the little root girl is coming up here as well. The eyes of the eagle offers you the gift of foresight, the skill of looking ahead to see the unfolding of destiny before it all manifests as reality. The eagle's extraordinary vision allows it to spot the tiny mouse from its lofty perspective as it flies thousands of feet into the atmosphere. In a similar fashion, you too can train your keen eye to discern the workings of humans. The eyes of the eagle is an invitation to witness the good, the bad, and the ugly, and the beautiful, yet reacting to nothing. Act only to further your noblest calling. The eagle flies above all creatures. When it meets obstacles, it simply rises above them. Know that you're protected. You can fly above the judgment, the slings and arrows, and the darts of envy from others who may not have your great wings and are still arguing with their pigeons or the pigeons over crumbs. Trust that you're ready for whatever fortune has placed before you, even if you feel not yet properly equipped to meet its challenges. Your willingness to say yes to spirit has nothing to do with how well outfitted you are. Hesitating, on the other hand, will suck the air from under your wings and make you lose altitude. You are now called to trust your heart and your instincts, to move fearlessly and not waver. The time is right, and no harm can come your way if your motives are pure and you act courageously. So it's really beautiful. So again, letting go of the sadness and the anger from the past too. Anything that's, a big reaction to something as opposed to observation. So learning not to freak out, learning not to, bawl or cry too much, And if you do, that's okay too. Just love it all. But learning to be less and less attached and judgmental and being more and more observant. That it's, it's the journey of observing all of this and being okay with it and balanced and coming back to center again. So let's pull from the journey of love too, see what that has for us today. So yeah, again, aperture is coming up again. Versus overture. I don't know why. You might want to look up those specific definitions into the slight differences between aperture and overture. Right, being able to see the different details. And then the overall, like the big picture versus the small picture. All right, from the journey of love. Okay. That's my Paul and Linda McCartney picture, the Dance of the Planets, the 56, the Two of Swords. Being in your knowing, but keeping to yourself, being observant. And again, how Paul and Linda very well learned to master that in their life of being in the public eye. Okay, so there's that, I always see the energy of them walking in their album, but hand in hand, and you know how she used to wear all those long vests and everything. That's what I always get. So again, they're that example of the 56, of being and loving each other and allowing each other freedom, and yet that perfect freedom together as well, by not reacting to things or overreacting to things. And then we have the 65 as well. Look at that, the 56 and the 65. The breaking, right? Here's the getting along, and there's the breaking of the two, right? Crashing. And it's okay to have both. You need to have both to get to that point. So allow the crash to happen, and that was confirmation. Okay, so coming together from both sides, the crashing and then the peaceful time there, the dance of the planets and the breaking. And they're both inside the vortex. So you can be present to all of it and learn how to observe these things and know that the universe has your back and not worry. So again, that 56, 65 is coming up really big because that is airing just to the side of light in the numbers 1 through 10. It's my sweet spot 4 to 7, is 5 to 6 is the numbers in between there, getting even more specific. The sweet spot is just above 5, right? As long as you're airing to the side of the light. And then these two cards came up as well. The 4 of simplicity, keeping it simple. And the 4 is the Emperor as well. Right? Simplicity with the one mouse, one blade of grass, one bird. And the burning hero here, very opposite energies of chaos and peace. We're the same kind of energy in the other. And here we have the Emperor and the Empress. Look at that. The burning hero, where the feminine is the burning hero and the masculine wants simplicity. So again, trading places as well. And these, what was coming up? I just have some cards to count here. Hold on. Okay. The bottom of the deck here is the hidden beauty. That came up in the other cards too from the shaman deck, right? The shadows within, to see the beauty in the shadows. The hidden secrets there, they're actually beautiful. The 45 of the purge, that there's beauty even in the purge. And I remember that from a little girl, actually. The blood dance. I remember, again, this is getting that heart started, right? It gets the heart started, the passion, the inspiration, the 42 of the 2 of cups, connected to yourself. The hidden beauty of sadness and purging in order to come back to center again. I remember being at a funeral when I was young. I don't know if it was my grandfather's funeral, it might have been. But I was just looking at my sister and how beautiful she was when she was crying. But yeah, there's beauty there, right? That can be seen in the observation. And here we have this the dance of opposites here, of the peace and the conflict here within the vortex, and the 56 and 65. And here's the 3 and 4 of the Emperor and the Empress, of the simplicity of the Emperor and the chaos burning hero of the Empress. Did I say Emperor, Empress? Anyway, you know, 4 is Emperor. So again, the contrast of the two and the dance between them, and just observe it, that it's all good. The masculine and the feminine is always all good. They're just two different perspectives. One may be the detailed version, one might be the, you know, taking a step back to see the big picture type of thing. So we had the first card out was the 56, that's right. So 56 is a big number today. The dance of the planets. There are forces larger than your own personal destiny at work in your life now. Although they're not inharmonious to you, you may feel as though you're being blocked from, or on the other hand, rocketed towards the heavens on a roll that nothing can derail. Either way, the planets are dancing as they will, and there is an effect upon your destiny. It was meant to be at this time. From rising, there will be a gentle rest to recover before rising again. And from restraint, there will be propulsion into greater stratospheres. All things in time, according to the wisdom of greater cycles. It's okay to trust in the cosmic cycles and divine timing. After all, what point is there to rush to the bus stop if the bus doesn't depart till tomorrow? And what point is there to hold back if you're ready and set to go? Trust in the timing and rhythm of your life now, especially if it seems out of your control. That is the dance of the planets happening through you. The oracle brings a message. Pray that the planetary forces funnel blessings of grace and unconditional love, mercy, and joy to you now, that their movements through your life may happen in such a way that you can make the most of it. These are the times when big shifts are possible, supported by cosmic movements. So pray for grace and then enjoy the ride. And the poem reads, in those days, time was ours. We walked in the rain and held each other's hands. Your lips warm against my skin, and your soul melting into mine, as night became morning amongst the cobblestone walks of now forgotten places we called ours. A simpler time. And a moment of silence. As we appreciate the silence, I'm just hearing this one little bird chirping. And I know you probably couldn't hear it, but my contractor was drilling out back the whole video, and he just left to go get something as we went into silence. So it's just appreciating that silence when you have it. And it's 12:12 on the clock. So two wise people hanging out together, seeing new perspectives. And it was just 138:12 as well. The Queen of Cups and the Magician and the Wisdom to see new perspectives. Right, doing something about the things you can do, and letting go of the things you can't, and the wisdom to know the difference. That's coming up here as well. Remember your water, your rest, your joy, and your nature. They're all important things to balance in your day-to-day life. And if you get off balance, that's okay too. Just love yourself, purge if you need to, come back to center again. It's all good. Just observe. Rise and be love, you guys. Or rise in love. Make sure to breathe. Take another deep breath.